Hello dear students, welcome to the today's session. Today we are again starting with the videos as due to the corona situations many students are not able to attend the school. So for your comfort we are again starting with the videos as well. As well with the online offline teaching we are also going to provide you online teaching. So please take out your textbook with page number 63 of your textbook, geography textbook. Okay, so today we are going to start with the geography lesson number 10, human settlements. It's a very easy lesson. Basically you have basic knowledge about the settlements, how humans are settling, means what types of houses are there, which types of homes are there. Okay, so we are going to see the settlements of the human, not only of the latest time but also in the past, in the ancient time, how human used to settle. So let us start now. Just a minute, excuse me. Okay, let us begin then. Take out page number 63. Okay, I'm going to read out the points, so you have to pay attention. Geographical explanation. You can refer the page 62 also, and you can see the different type of settlements given over there. Okay, and you can recognize that which type of the settlements are there at the specific places. You will find that the no settlements are same everywhere. Everywhere the settlements are different according to the places where they are. So let us see why these settlements are different and what are the factors affecting these settlements. So first, human settlements flourished at places with favorable geographical conditions such as availability of water, a conducive climate, fertile land, etc. So we have seen that the human settlements are flourishing or progressing or developing at the places with the favorable geographical conditions. So everywhere you will find that as per the conditions which are prevailing, whatever are the geographical conditions prevailing in that area, according to that area the human is getting settled. So what are the conditions then? Availability of water, then a favorable climate or a fertile land. All these factors are available. If they are favorable, then the humans are settling over there. In the early settlements, the occupations of the people were dependent on the locally available natural resources. This gave rise to a separate settlements of people engaged in a particular occupation. For example, see, people along the sea coast are engaged in fishing. Their settlements became fishing hamlets, that is Kolivada. So in early settlement, how was the settlements in the early time? In the early time, people used to settle in the places where they were getting the occupation. Whatever type of occupation was available there, means suppose what natural resources were available, according to that natural resources they used to do the occupation, and according to that occupation they used to settle in that place. So depending on the occupation, people started settling in that place. Okay, depending on that particular occupation, people started settling according to that settlement. This gave rise to the separate settlement depending on the occupation. So for example, if you go again you go near the coastal areas, in the coastal areas which natural resources is available there? Water, right? In the coastal area water is available, sea area is there, coastal area is there, and that's why availability of water will give rise to which occupation? Fishing. That's why fishing became an occupation which was in the Konkan or the coastal areas, and people started settling nearby the coastal areas, which they used to carry out which occupation? Fishing occupation. And that's why people, those who were doing the fishing occupation, they settled nearby the coast areas, and their hamlets, their settlements were called as Koli Vada. Same way, forest dwellers or tribal people use forest produce for their livelihood. They live in forest areas in tribal hamlets. That is called as Adivasi Padas. So same way, the Adivasi people, they used to stay in the forest, and their livelihood was depending on the forest produce. Means whatever was available in the forest, they used to carry on their livelihood on those forest produce. And that's why they settled in the forest areas, which was called as tribal hamlets or adivasi padas. Agriculture is practiced in fertile areas. Now suppose in somewhere the land is very fertile, okay, so in such fertile areas the occupation practiced was agriculture. And then that's why farmer families build their houses in or near their fields. These settlements gradually grow bigger, and the settlements where the original occupations of the majority of the people are based on natural resources are called rural settlements. Agriculture, fishery, etc. are some of these occupations. So now if we take of the farmer families, these farmer families, they started settling nearby their farmlands, okay, wherever there was fertile land, then farmers started cultivating that land, and there came the existence of the farmers family. They started building their houses or their small huts nearby the fields, okay. And this way slowly the settlements went on increasing, okay, gradually, means slowly these settlements became bigger. And that's why the settlements where the original occupations of the majority of the people are based are, that's why called as rural settlement. So whenever the settlements are growing on the basis of the availability of the natural resources, there then came into existence the rural settlements. That is, the farmer family started growing up their houses nearby the fields. So that's way the rural settlement started developing. Okay, and what were the main occupations carried on there? Agriculture and fishery. With the passage of time, other associated occupations also developed gradually in this rural settlement. So previously maybe only agriculture was or fishery was getting carried on in these rural settlements, but as with the passage of time, as and when the time started going, then not only agriculture and fishing, but also some other activities started, or people started taking up as their occupation. Let us see what are those. As a result, people from surrounding areas migrate and settle there, leading to an increase in rural population. Houses are built and different facilities are developed for the growing population. So as and when even the people started migrating, now suppose the people from the forest area, tribal Adivasi people, they were not having good life in the forest, yes or no? So then they understood, okay, when we go to the rural areas, we will get some work to do, some job occupation will be there in the farming areas, and also we will get a good settlement by settling there. So they started migrating. Migrating means what? Changing from their place, going from one place to another place. So this way migration started, and that's why this went to an increase in the rural population, and more houses were built, and many facilities started developing in this rural areas with the growing population. Importance of secondary and tertiary occupation increases. The proportion of people engaged in primary occupations declines. So what happened now? As and when the rural population started increasing, more and more development of houses and more people started settling in rural areas, then what happened? They started giving importance to not only primary activities or primary occupation. What is primary occupation? Agriculture, right? But also importance to secondary and tertiary occupation increased. Means people started establishing or setting up small industries, small cottage industries or small scale industries were set up in the rural areas. That comes under the secondary occupation. Then tertiary means what? Job sector. Okay, maybe some schools started, some industries started, so there was job employment opportunities created in the rural settlements. So this way not only primary occupation but secondary and tertiary occupation also increased in this area, and people now depending on the primary occupation started decreasing. Okay. This process leads to the transformation of rural settlement into urban settlements. So as and when in these rural areas industries started growing on, people started schools, banks, colleges, and so many other tertiary sectors were also developed. Okay, so this now turned the rural settlement into what? Into urban settlement. So have you all got it now, that how our settlement started? First we were depending on the natural resources, whatever are the natural resources available in the area, we started doing that occupation and we started settling there. Then as and when development happened, we turned into what? We turned into rural settlement, and then from rural settlement, development of rural settlement turned into urban settlement. Okay, due to religious, historical, commercial, educational, and administrative reasons, and also due to tourism, the settlement may transform into an urban one. But will all urban settlement turn into urban settlement? No. All rural settlements don't turn into urban. Only those rural settlements will turn into urban areas where there will be good, development in the commercial, religious, historical, educational, and administration reasons. Okay. When all these progress will be there, then only that area will turn into urban area. And also that area becomes a good for tourism, and the original settlement will be transformed or changed into an urban one if all the developments are achieved. If the population and the necessary amenities increase on a large scale, the urban areas grow into the metropolitan cities. Now see, again, if urban areas, if more and good advanced facilities are given, new techniques are, whatever techniques or technology is there is updated there, if the all the facilities, all the amenities are given on a large scale are increasing in such urban areas, then such urban areas turn into what? Into metropolitan cities. So by this now you might have understood how the settlements have been changing with the passage of time. I will continue in my next video. Thank you.